Well, hey friends, how are you? Welcome back to the Digital Ramble Show with myself, JJ Cannon, and my good friend, Chris Gamble. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing very well, JJ. I'm looking forward to continuing our NULLS conversation. We're tackling a brand today that both of us have got a huge experience of, a shared love we have for this control system. We're going to be talking about Logitech today.
Logitech takeover. Yeah, man, we've used this product a lot, and it collaborates. Yes, there's one right there. We use this product a lot in all of our solutions, our silo solutions, our NULLS solutions, as we have this series coined. And super excited to get into it, especially after last week's episode of Lutron, which was just absolute fire. And I encourage anybody, if you have not watched it or if you have not listened to it, please get on over to Facebook or YouTube or any of our social streaming podcast channels that you can find the Digital Ramble on and give it a listen.
Yeah, so we're approaching the end of the NULLS series. After Logitech, we've only got Sonos left. So if you want to get the background on NULLS, go back to the first episode of this series. Then it hits up Nest. Then it goes into Wi-Fi with Ubiquiti and Eero. Then it goes into Lutron. We're on Logitech today, and there's one left on Sonos. But we're going to do a wrap-up episode as well, where we're going to cover how well these products work with each other and how well they work with some of the major voice assistants. And we'll probably do some content from the showroom behind me in our facility here, and we're going to show you NULLS in action. So
we're going to bring it all together.
Let's get on with it. Let's get on with Logitech.
Hey, Gamble, one thing is I want to say thank you to our Patreons, our friends that are out there and in the industry that continue to contribute to the Digital Ramble to help this show stay on the proverbial road. And if you would also like to be a contributor, hop on over to our patreon.com/the Digital Ramble. And we greatly appreciate y'all's support.
So Logitech is a brand that I've been aware of for years, but as a homeowner, as a PC owner, I would always see the brand, it was the mouse or it was the keyboard, or I've seen webcams, I've even seen Logitech appear in conference rooms and in a corporate environment as well. And as a remote control, they've been making universal remote controls for many, many years. I remember one of my first all-in-one remote controls. It did 6 devices. It had a kind of like a blue backlit screen. I thought I had an awesome remote control for my own home setup. So it's a brand with tremendous heritage in controlling technology. But your entry into Logitech, I'm sure you were already aware of the brand, but it was kind of thrust upon you on an installation. You weren't a Logitech dealer, and it was just, JJ, can you help me out with this tech that somebody bought?
Man, I have, everybody might have like one of those stories that kind of shifts their direction in one aspect or another. And I have a really interesting story about Logitech and how it came into our fold of the Fab Five. And it was about 4 or 5 years ago. And our company, Digital Delight, was kind of going through a shift in how we were designing and engineering our systems. And we were having a lot of clients come to us with different pain points. And our audience hears us talk about these pain points all the time. And the solutions that we were offering were highly engineered. A lot of wires, a lot of devices, and a lot of opportunity for failure points, as well as maintenance. And at the time, we were regarded as one of the elite programmers for a very high-end control system, and it was slick, but it took a lot of painstaking hours as well as financial resources in order to integrate as well as maintain its running. And that caused a lot of pain for a client. And I had one of my clients give me a ring, and she's like, "Hey, Jay, I need a new remote for my house." And I was trying to push her towards the direction of something that I was a lot more familiar with and comfortable with. And she was like, my son-in-law bought this Logitech remote, and I need for you to come over and program it. And I'm like, "Miss Smith, you know what? There's a better direction, Miss Smith. You really need to consider." And she just wouldn't have any of it. She wouldn't have, and I told her, "Look, I'm not going to program it." And she wouldn't let me go. She called me like 2 or 3 times and forced me to go to her house, because all I could think about is how much training it took me to learn this alternative system over the years, and trying to figure out how to program this new system, and the hours that it took just to get a basic system up and running with this older traditional system. I gave in. I drove over there. The whole time I'm thinking, call tech support. How do I download the software? How do I plug it up? All these things, the behind the scenes challenges that integrators, home technology professionals like you and I go through, and sometimes sleepless nights trying to figure out how to, get something accomplished, with the control system. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I experienced that last week. You've heard me grumble about another brand last week. It happens. You get tangled up in a web of tech.
Pain. Frustrating. I see you lost a little hair too last week. So
I think it's cool. Yeah.
So back to my story. So I go over to her house. She gives me the box. I open it up. I'm not too excited. I'm really not excited about trying to figure this thing out. I open it up. I find the program, in the dealer portal pretty quickly. I open it up. It pretty much gives me the steps. Walk along. This is how you do it. Plug it up and gamble. Within 30 minutes, I had the entire system programmed. And it was with detail, and it programmed all the, what we used to call macros, but it programmed all the activities. And that's the vocabulary that Logitech uses. And if you hold up that remote there, you'll see underneath the touchscreen a little activities button. And on Gamble's, he shows watch TV, play Xbox One, watch Apple TV, watch Netflix, watch Smart TV, as well as you can put in a variety of different activities, for there you go. And it tells you. The thing is in the past, we had to do all of that functionality, as well as the off button. Like when you hit the off button, you had to put a variety of different functions into it to make it work reliably. Logitech provides all that for you. And like the other products that we've talked about in our NULLS, is that it just works. With some caveats, you have to understand the system and how to place the hub, how to put the emitters, or how to log into the IP devices to get them to communicate correctly with the Logitech. So it still takes a little bit of home technology professionalism to maximize its capabilities, but it was a game changer for us and really put us on a new path of how to provide reliable, affordable, quick control solutions to a client's system. And it was just an awakening for us, Gamble, because from that moment on, within the next year, we sold over 400 Logitech remotes, which I think was a pretty big spike in the amount of remotes sold at least within the Houston area. I haven't been told within the country, but I think we had an effect across the country, no doubt about it, when we started doing that.
Yeah, and it's your association with Logitech that put you onto my radar. So just to explain then, Logitech, the devices we're talking about today, is an all-in-one remote control. So one remote control to replace all your existing traditional set-top box remote, TV remote, DVD player remote. It combines all of those into one handheld device, and there's a couple of different variants of the handheld remote. It also creates for you an application. So you can, on Android and iOS devices, Apple or Android devices, you can control your entertainment system from your phone or your tablet. It also is a system that plays very, very nicely with the voice assistants. So your Amazon voice assistant and your Google voice assistant can both control and recall the activities that you've created or had created for you by your installer on your Logitech control system. It's a device that I've yet to see it be tripped up. It always finds the product that the customer has. An obscure DVD player, an overseas satellite box, an amplifier, that the customer is so attached to, that they love the sound of this old amplifier, and it's there. I look in the database and I find the Rotel or the Riga or just really obscure brands sometimes, and it pulls it up from the database, and I've got control of it from the all-in-one remote control.
Yeah, Logitech, I want to say they have over 250,000 different IR codes for their devices, as well as they're greatly expanding their IP database for controlling the newer smart devices that are coming online. And the one of the biggest factors, Gamble, with the older control systems is I used to have to program just for the remote, and then I had to then program another for the phone, and then I had to program another for the tablet. And as you can imagine, time, and it was painful. And if the client needed to make an adjustment, let's say they went from one cable service provider to another cable service provider, we actually had to roll a truck and then make adjustments again to the remote, to the iPad, to the phone device. And if they had multiples, oh my gosh, Gamble, it was painful. With Logitech, and they have the Logitech portal that's just fantastic for installers as well as for the clients too, is because let's say clients have that need and they make that adjustment and that switch from our office, Gamble, we can make those adjustments. The client picks up their wireless device or their remote, gives a little shake, and it says syncing. We do not need to delay them of being able to control that system, because now we can manage it for them with their permission remotely and make those adjustments accordingly. And it's across all the devices, remote, which was so much pain for us as well as the client, because that meant they're a major investment in their resources. I'm about using those resources to expand the system, not to reinvest in what you've already purchased.
Just to explain as well that the handheld remote control is one part. This isn't really a smart device. It relies on a hub. So the Logitech Harmony hub is the device in the system that connects to the internet. It's the device that blasts the commands, the infrared commands, Bluetooth commands to your devices like set-top boxes and media players and games consoles. But the hub is also the device, because it's connected to the internet. It knows where to find your Nest thermostat. It knows the credentials for your Lutron lighting system, your Philips Hue light bulbs, and other internet connected devices, maybe Sonos as well is a big one. It's not using the infrared commands from this to control it. Although you're pressing this button, it's the hub that's sending that command, whether it's infrared, Bluetooth, or over through your router, through your network, your IP commands.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And as long as you have that Logitech hub, there's a variety of different other wand style controllers that you can incorporate with it to do all of those additional functionalities. I know that we have a lot of clients that like to use their remote or their wireless device to control their climate. Now, you can go into the Nest app, or you can go into the Lutron app, or into the Sonos app, and Logitech allows you to bring all those devices under one platform to control if so desired.
That's right. It is a smart home control system. It can talk to light bulbs, thermostats. It can get feedback from sensors, like even the Nest smoke detector can be a part of your Logitech control system. It is a very, very capable smart home control platform. It's the app to control your smart home. So not just your entertainment devices. This is dealing with climate and lighting and blinds. So again, just for people in our industry, I've heard of people, they turn their nose up to it a little bit. It's not this all powerful control system that they maybe want to use for their installations. But I always think that the Logitech system is such a great entry level for the homeowner to live with a smart home control platform. It's an easy to use, easy to manage, low cost in the grand scheme of things control system for your home, and it talks nicely to so many devices. Logitech, the team behind the remote control, the Harmony team, they work so hard to make sure that your devices that you're installing are going to work with the remote control, because they want to sell more remotes, but they know that they don't want to leave any gaps in their system. And if I'm always seeing Logitech actually being some of the first to control new devices, because they have that team, because they have that resources. They're often the first to control the new box. In fact, they're often partners with products like Lutron, like Sonos. They're working alongside Nest to make sure that the integration is always up to date.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that was really amazing to me, Gamble, is the access of information through Google. And what I mean by that is that if a client needs to make an adjustment on their own, or even one of my technicians out in the field has a question on how to do something, the white papers seem to be endless. And it's not words only. It's images with arrows that point, and it shows you how to do it either on a remote or on a wireless device like your tablet or on your phone, and it spells it out exactly how to implement whatever, if you want to add a device, or if you want to create an activity, or if you want to make an adjustment to your favorite channel lineup. There's information accessible to the homeowner, and like all of the other NULLS that we've been talking about, it does not lock the person, it does not lock the homeowner or the business owner out of making adjustments on their own if they so desire.
Yeah, that's a big part of the handover we do with our customers that have used us to install a Logitech remote control for them. They have their own unique login and password that's theirs. They can manage their system. They're shown around the app. The app is the tool to configure and edit and adjust and add activities, add devices. We show people how to do a certain amount of self-management. We're not expecting to show them how to be a master of it, or in a few minutes, but we show them the fundamentals of how to edit their favorite channels, how to add or refresh if they add a new Sonos speaker, how to add a new activity or edit a current activity, because an activity doesn't just blend maybe turning on a TV and turning on a set-top box and making sure it's on the right HDMI input. It's also dimming the lights. It's also lowering the shades. And if they want to make an adjustment to that, different color on the lights or a different brightness on the lights, we have to show them how to use it, because it's that simple that they shouldn't need to call in a professional just to make a minor adjustment.
Yeah, and again, I hark back to those types of pain points, and really why we encourage our audience to at least consider or to take a look at the solutions that we're talking about in our NULLS package for that exact purpose. It resolves a tremendous amount of pain associated with technology devices, and it does not reduce their ability to make adjustments themselves. They do not necessarily need to rely on myself or my team to make those types of adjustments. And to be honest with you, we have clients. Most of our clients are like, Jay, just do it for me. I'd prefer for a professional to come in and provide this service for us. But that relief of not being tied to their installation firm as I must go with, they own my program, I am locked out of my system without, said installation firm, all that goes away. And I believe that type of transparency, that access, really builds relationships with our homeowners, with our business owners, and builds that trusted advisor role, which is really what we're trying to embrace and communicate with our clients, that, look, I'm guiding you down a direction for a reason. And with our 20 years of experience of being home technology professionals, this is the why.
Yeah. Just to repeat again, the core of this product, the Logitech Harmony remote controls and hub, they declutter the arm of the sofa. They declutter the coffee table that's got 4 remote controls laid out.
So you got over there, you got your Skyview cable box.
Yeah.
You got your Apple TV. You got your Blu-ray player. You got maybe a Roku. You got your Xbox. It controls it controls your game systems.
Yeah. It's without having to. Now I know this from first-hand experience. So we have an Xbox at home, and we have an avid 8-year-old gamer in our house, and we use the Xbox as a portal to get to Netflix and YouTube, and the family use it. But my wife finds it easy that she can just turn on the Xbox with the Harmony remote. She's then able to just use the up, down, left, right keys to get to the app, the Netflix app within the Xbox. She's not having to grab the joystick.
The X, Y, A, B, red.
Yeah, she's just using cursors and the OK button, and it navigates just like any other device that, and this is what, when you choose that activity, it alters in the background, the buttons change to that activity. So if it's play Xbox, the buttons, the up, down, left, right, the OK and the volume, they all configure to the Xbox. When you change to watch Apple TV, it alters the buttons again, so that the up, down button is controlling the Apple TV. And the OK button and menu and back is all relative to that activity.
It keeps it all uniform. It looks the same regardless of what device you are utilizing, and it just makes it very easy and cohesive to use.
And that's why we often see a number of Harmony remote controls going into a household now, because it's that standardization in each room where there's a TV set up with maybe a set-top box or a games console or a media streamer attached to it. It's just that universal controller in each space that you just pick it up. The activities, we try and keep them in the same order in every room, so that it's just so easy for anyone to pick up the remote. They see there's a touch screen on it, and what do you want to do? I want to watch TV. I want to watch Apple TV. You just hit that activity.
And one of my favorite features is voice control. And like the other NULLS solutions, Logitech has voice capability for single room operations per account, and they do really good job at it. And a lot of older clients are really gravitating towards that, because they like the voice control capability of mama being able to say, watch TV. And their television turns on, the audio system turns on, the cable box system turns on with the lights adjust, the shades drop with a simple voice control command.
You can also, once that's all started and you're watching the show, you can use voice to play, pause, rewind. recall a favorite channel, volume, turn the volume up, down, turn on BBC One, turn on Channel 4, turn on BBC News. You can just say what you need. This is where voice, for me, it's such it creates such a level playing field. What do you want to happen? Just say it. Just say it.
Right.
Don't be afraid to use voice. I will say, just on the voice side, at the time of this going out, and it's March 2019, I'm not aware of Logitech Harmony working with Apple HomePod or Siri in any way. It's not a HomeKit accessory. I'm really hoping that might come in the future, because voice commands through Apple devices would be really awesome with Logitech, but I know it works great with Google Assistant and Amazon Assistant.
Amazon Echo. Yeah, absolutely. Well, cool, man. You got something in there that you want to ramble about?
I've got a lot I'd like to ramble about, but I'm going to narrow it down to one.
Go ahead on.
So, something that my own business spends quite a number of days per year doing is we pause the installations. We close up the office for a day, half a day, an evening, whatever, and we get out there. We go out into the community. We participate in regional shows, which might be for home building or interiors or gardening or technology in general. We'll go out there to these regional or national shows. We'll participate and speak at events organized by local networking groups, local community groups. We'll take the time to maybe do some things at local libraries, schools, village halls, anything to go out and speak to our community about technology, transfer some of our knowledge to the public in our location or in a wider spectrum. If we do a national show, we've done things in London where we're speaking to a much bigger audience, and we do that first of all to transfer some of our knowledge that is stuff that's easy for us. I'm going to tell you about it. I'm going to give you it for free. I want you to live a little bit smarter. If I give you a tip like, go and buy this on Amazon, or go and buy this thermostat, and you can do it yourself. Go and do it and get a taste of smart home. So I always love talking to people about taking the first steps on their smart home journey. And then on the other side, it's fantastic advertising for our business. It generates lots of inquiries after these events, big and small inquiries. The hot one that we talk a lot about, improving Wi-Fi and internet speeds in communities, and we get a lot of reaction to that. And it's a branding exercise, and I encourage every installer of technology, every small business, big business, whatever size business you have and you're dealing with technology, go out there and speak with your local community, offer your services to speak at an event, look at affordable, efficient uses of evenings and weekends and things like that where you can go and participate at shows, because you're not going to always be found on Google. You're not always going to be, someone's not going to walk through this door. In fact, this door's locked because we're recording, but they're not going to walk in and say, I want a smart home. You've sometimes got to get out there. So I encourage you all to go face to face. Sometimes turn off the social media and be face to face networking.
Create that awareness.
Absolutely.
And that understanding.
Get out there.
Yeah, I love that ramble. Say, man, Logitech, huge part of our NULLS package, as well as the other devices that we've previously discussed. That Nest solution, like that thermostat, the cameras, the CO2, the Nest Hello at the front door, Ubiquity and Eero, two different manufacturers, but making fantastic product for networks as well as wireless distribution throughout your home. Lutron for lighting control and shade control. And today we were talking about Logitech and their control system that helps bring all of these NULLS together. And then next week we're going to be talking about Sonos, bringing the dance and rhythm into the home or out into the garden.
Music anywhere you want it. Sonos is the system to deliver music in every room. We're both really passionate about Sonos, and we know the impact it has in our customers' homes.
Yeah. Gamble, another great episode. Let me see. What is this? This is like episode 16, brother. Yeah. Episode 16 in the can.
Sweet 16. That's it. Done.
All right, brother. Hey, for all of y'all joining us and tuning in, thank you so much. Please like, share, subscribe. Let your friends know about the Digital Ramble. And if you have any comments, please drop them down below. We greatly welcome them. And until next week, y'all have a great week. Every month, the Digital Ramble will receive a regular source of income from supporters who've pledged through Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, having your ongoing support means we spend less time thinking about business and more time creating quality content for you.
Customized, based in Norfolk, England, are proud sponsors of the Digital Ramble. Check out our all setup services. It's smart home installation with ease. Customize.uk.com.
If you're looking to make your basic home smart, check out digitaldelight.com/shop, where they have a variety of different smart home technology solutions that help make smart home shopping easy for you. Check out digitaldelight.com/shop.